What's up, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Casters of Horror. I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane, and this week we clock in for Five Nights at Freddy's.
Ching.
That's right.
All 5 nights. Yeah, this is a film adaptation of the popular video game series Five Nights at Freddy's. And we all know how video game remakes go. When they go and do films off of video games. So it'll be interesting to see what Shane has to say about this, being our resident game aficionado here on the show.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, let's jump into it. This is Five Nights at Freddy's. It stars Josh Hutcherson, Elizabeth Lail, and of course Matthew Lillard. Matthew Lillard playing the villain Steve Raglan. It's not a spoiler
No.
if you're familiar with the game series at all. And
let me interject here. Say, even if you're not, because I really don't know much about the lore, it could not be more obvious.
No, it was, the fact that he was in Scooby-Doo kind of leads to the whole, it's the only other guy in the film.
Yeah.
Basically. Josh Hutcherson plays Mike. You might recognize him from The Hunger Games. He was also in, what was that? I guess I got IMDb. I guess I can pull him up.
He was in Bridge to Terabithia.
Bridge to Terabithia, Zathura.
Yeah.
Let's see. Future Man, which was on Hulu, TV series. Disaster Artist. Tragedy Girls. I
feel like he is a criminally underrated actor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I highly agree.
He is so good.
Yeah. Very, very good. Yeah. No, I forgot he was in Bridge to Terabithia. Holy crap. Yeah. But yeah, Matthew Lillard, of course, we know him from Scream. He was also Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Roro.
Born for that role, too.
Oh, yeah. SLC Punk, The Descendants. What else was he in? True Lies, the TV show. Billions, the TV show. He's been in all sorts of stuff. Yeah. An icon of the early 2000s. Yeah, Matthew Lillard. Great actor as well. Another great actor. Anyway, it starts out where Mike is taking care of his little sister, and he has to get a job somewhere. He was a security guard at the mall, and he loses that job. And then
he spectacularly loses that job.
Yeah, spectacularly, which gets him into hot water with Steve Raglan, who runs the like temp agency type thing, and he offers him a job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. And so it's kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese type setup. They got the animatronic band that plays, except for Chuck E. Cheese, which I can't confirm, nor do I deny that the Chuck E. Cheese robots come to life late at night. Not for sure, but the ones at Freddy Fazbear's do. He's given the job to watch this place overnight. The place has been closed for many years, and but he's just supposed to make sure no one gets in to the building and messes with anything. So anyway, he doesn't know. He doesn't know that about the animatronics. He doesn't know anything about the place. He just has to take the job, or else he's going to end up losing his little sister that he's in care of.
And when you say he doesn't know anything about the place, like seriously, almost like he didn't even know it existed, because
which is weird.
You get a lot of info dumps on him. So.
Yeah, and he we have no inclination that they had recently moved to the area either.
Right.
So you would assume that he had lived there for quite some time, but I don't know. But he doesn't know anything about the place, nor had he gone there as a child. But anyway, Yeah, highly anticipated, highly hyped movie, because it's a huge gaming success.
Yeah, yeah.
Played by preteens and teens all over the world.
It's
Uh,
killing at
it
the box office too. So
it's yeah. It ended up being Blumhouse's number one opening film, not
yeah,
just on the Halloween weekend, but I believe their number one opening film ever.
yeah.
And it also became one of the highest horror movies to open on Halloween weekend. So, um, anyway, I'm going to hand it off to the resident gamer
Okay.
and see what your take is on it.
Interestingly, the resident gamer has never actually played any of these games.
Okay.
I watched someone play the first game, and then I kind of watched some like rundowns of the rest of the games. I'm not super familiar with it though. My kid is more familiar with it than I am.
Yeah.
That said, as someone who's coming into it completely blind, I enjoyed it. To me, it was an enjoyable enough experience. It has issues, I think, mostly related to the fact that they wanted to bring it down to PG-13 so that the younger audience could
Younger
experience it.
audiences. Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. I think it totally works just
They did the
fine.
same thing with Megan when they did Megan.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really think it was necessary in that case, but in this case, I understand why they did it, and I
Yeah.
think it was probably the right move too. Um, I enjoyed this one. To be clear, it's not scary. It
No.
it has maybe some spooky moments, but I took my kid to see it, my
Yep.
teenager to see it, and all the times that you would think were maybe supposed to be scary, he was laughing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think there could have been less dreaming and more scary animatronics.
Which, if you've seen the movie, the dreaming that he refers to is
Yeah,
Mike going into dream. He's remembering his dreams
yeah, yeah. He's
of
remembering an event from
his
his
past.
childhood. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, overall, I actually really enjoyed it. I will say I can't help but wonder if a lot of my enjoyment comes from the fact that my son was sitting right next to me, and I could tell that he was enjoying it. And so
Yeah.
for me, that was like, I mean, I don't know. This movie could have been terrible, and that he was loving it so much. Well, I don't know. It just helped for me, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm in the same boat. I took my kid to go see it and a friend of his,
yeah,
and it was like, oh, his first horror movie,
yeah,
taking him to him. And yeah, it wasn't scary. He even said he was like, oh, I wasn't scared. But it had small jump scares at times,
oh yeah,
and um, overall, I thought it was a good experience. I thought
Mhm.
it's well deserved what it's getting, the accolades and the box office draw that it's getting. I mean, the
Yeah.
whole theater that I was in was teens and preteens and
Oh really?
people taking them to them. So,
Yeah. Our theater was mostly empty, but yeah, it was.
mine
It
was
was
packed.
really. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
You went
packed.
really early though. I
I
didn't get
did.
a chance to go until this
I
past
did.
weekend. So
Now, another interesting thing about the release of this is that they simultaneously released it on Peacock.
yes, yeah,
And the fact that it is still doing as well as it did at the
yeah,
box office, for it to be released the same day on a streaming service, that is
yeah.
unheard of.
Well,
I
I
mean, that's
asked my
just
kiddo. I'm like, "Hey, do you want to go to a theater?" Because he's like me. He's a homebody like me.
Hermit.
And yeah, and
Yeah.
so I'm like, "Hey, do you want to go see this in theaters, or do you want to just catch it on Peacock?" And he's like, "We could go to a theater." So
Yeah.
I have a feeling that happened a lot. So,
Yeah, that's the same thing
but
that happened with my kid. At first, he
yeah,
was like, "Oh, we could just watch it here," and then he's like, "No, I think I want to go." And I was like, "All right,
I'm glad we did. I think it's probably better experienced on the big screen.
yeah,
But
oh
yeah,
yeah, I agree." Well, let us know if you guys have seen it. You put your comments down below. I know I've heard polarizing things, especially from the horror community. They're like, "Oh, it wasn't scary. It wasn't a horror movie." But let us
it's
know.
fine. Come on,
It's
horror
fun.
movies. can be just, fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. This
So
movie was like the Wu-Tang Clan. It's for the children. Um, so let us know what you guys think down in the comments down below. And while you're down there, make sure to hit like and subscribe so we can feed those said kids
that's right.
um, and take them to more films here in the future. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I thought it was a good time. Had fun with it. Got to take the kid, so
Yep.
it was a plus 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 for me.
That's right.
So was it super scary? No,
Oh.
but
But there were
but
some neat little visual things,
yeah,
So yeah, it was good. I liked it.
yeah. It was as scary as The Shining. We will be back next week with another scarier film.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it like we did. So anyway, until next time, I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane.
Get
We'll
the
see
hell
ya.
out of here. We'll see you guys.
It was also better than The Shining.